So another theme of the book is to go against popular beliefs. 50 is friends and has chilled with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa, but still he doesn't give in to smoking. He sees these substances as a crutch. How can you move forward with a crutch? I would justify my weed usage by rationalizing to myself, which was a huge realization for me. If this is truly my passion, if this is truly something that excites me, why do I need to be high for it? There's a storm. What's going on, my angels? So recently I read 50 Cent's Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, which was published last year, April 2020. So this book covers a lot of themes such as leadership, sober lifestyle, and betrayal from his own son. But today I just want to focus on the areas that really resonated with me. I read this book as an audiobook, which is free on YouTube, by the way. Talk about Hustle Smarter, yeah? I'll link it down below. I feel like it's more powerful when the original author narrates the book because I can really listen deeply and it puts me in the shoes of 50 Cent. So enough flantering, let's just get on to what I actually learned.
Oh, baby.
Number 1, the entitlement trap. Throughout the book, 50 really hones in on the idea of owning your own destiny and not being entitled, or to stop being entitled, shall I say. I now remind myself that everything that happens to me is on me. No more blaming my company, my boss, or some other external factor. Although he has a persona of being rough and scruffy, 50 claims that he is a softie. He's had a bad habit of tolerating counterproductive characteristics in people. He feels upset and even takes it personal, almost like he's the reason why these people aren't realizing their dreams. But every day he realizes that he doesn't owe anyone anything. And neither do you. A quote I learned from him is that you can drag a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. What he means by this is that not everyone is built to make it. No matter how much love or support you show them, their lowest habits are always going to drag them right back to the struggles that they came from. He emphasizes that hustling smarter is identifying these type of people. He even compares it to lifeguarding. So the number 1 rule of lifeguarding is to never get too close to a drowning person. Why? Because when you reach in just before the person goes under, they're gonna jump on your back and sink the both of you. He reminds me to keep afloat between me and the person who is drowning. And he's not saying to not help people, but life can be similar. You want to save people, but don't do it so you get pulled right under as well. You gotta do it with a little distance. Again, more he's just reminding us to not be entitled and that you should never feel like the world owes you anything, because it doesn't. Never rely that someone's gonna do something for you. You must accept that it's all on your own. This can be viewed as cynical, but 50 likes to look at it as liberating. And I agree. It shows and reminds me how much control I actually have over my circumstances, over my destiny, over my fate. And one quote I really like is, "You will only feel betrayed when you feel like you're owed something from someone. You can only feel resentment when you have expectations." I apply that to my 9 to 5. I apply that to university. These things aren't the end all be all. These things aren't going to get me to happiness. Only I can do that. I can't rely on some next man. I can't rely on the boss, of the manager, of the boss below me, of the team manager to give me a promotion. I can't rely on that. I really need to take control, and reminding myself that it's all on me. Everything, my life situation it's in my control. It's my responsibility and it's on me. 50 says that when you accept that it's all on you, that's when you are free to focus 100% on being the best version of you. What really ran it home for me with the entitlement trap and just the overall mindset of not being entitled is that 50 compares it to the mindset of the mother of his firstborn child, Shaniqua. 50 would try to get her on and support her. He wanted to share his resources with Shaniqua. She was there before the fame, and 50 acknowledged and respect that. He wanted her to find her own success, so 50 kept asking her, "What do you want to do with your life?" He wanted her to find purpose, to find wealth and personal satisfaction. Resentment grew as he kept asking, "Do you want to do interior design? Do you want to do fashion? Do you want to do real estate?" It would have been good for her, and 50 wanted his son to be raised by someone with a career of her own. After continuous asking and after continuous eye rolls, she finally dropped, "Ain't nobody working if they don't have to." This absolutely disgusted 50. Hard work means so much to him, but her mindset was that 50 already did it, so why does she have to do anything? I'm good, she thought. So of course, being the mother of 50's first child, he wasn't really bothered as the child was growing up, but now that the child doesn't need her as much, this is when 50's asking like, "Yo, when do you want to do something with your life?" He feels that this sense of entitlement has rubbed off on their child. His son is always desiring the sneakers and Jordans that he doesn't currently have, instead of being grateful and appreciating his collection right now. At that point, when she dropped, "Why do I have to work when I don't have to?" That's when he realizes that their relationship was beyond repair. They just saw the world in different ways. 50 thought it was disrespectful that she wasn't working, and Shaniqua thought it was disrespectful that he kept asking. The whole theme of entitlement helps me realize to put myself and my growth first. I'm not saying don't help anyone, because I'm still gonna try, but there is only so much you can do. It's on the other person to want to grow, and also you don't want them to resent you from having to constantly help them out or budge them. Just let them be. Later on in the book, 50 says, I don't care how long I've known you, I'm going to remove you from my life forever if you're dragging me down. I feel like this line is so relevant, but here he's actually talking about people asking for handouts. He compares it to an experience that hopefully I'll be able to do one day. When you buy someone a car, they'll take the keys and be like, damn, you could have bought me a house. I fully see that. I've experienced a fraction of what he's talking about. He then ends it with, when did I become responsible for your life? Again, just honing in on that entitlement trap.
I can't really explain it. I'm so into you now.
Number 2 is meditation. 50 never really saw the benefits of meditation before. His mindset was that he didn't want to slow down and take his foot off the gas, but now he realizes the benefit of it. The calming of the mind, the clarity of your thoughts, thus having a clearer intention. Again, not just working hard, but having a clear intention to work smart. So in general, there are many ways of meditation, but the one he talks about here is mantras. So that is repeating words or phrases, and his go-to phrase is I am, I am, I am. So just as a side note, I am reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and it's just crazy with the timing of the 50 Cent book as well, because repeating I am reinforces the message of Eckhart Tolle, which is to be present without any resistance. Instead of saying I am successful, I am dedicated, I am love, just simply saying I am, I am, I am just reminds us to simply be, without any judgment, without any resistance to what is, no resistance to the current moment. So yeah, I just really appreciate when he spoke about that, because now I'm reminding myself all the time, I am, I am, I am. No resistance to nothing. I am not wanting to be better. I'm not wanting to be successful. I am. Bring the problems from the 90s and the 2000s. There's no reason to have a next one is giving and philanthropy. Before, he was always trying to make more money than the next man, but now he's more impressed by the giving rather than the gaining of money. 50 concludes the book.
I want to be associated with philanthropy. I've made a lot of things cool in my days. Using the sing-song flow on my raps, bulletproof vest, paying your debts back by Monday. Now I want to make charity cool too. If I can do that, that would go down as my greatest accomplishment.
I feel like this is a beautiful way to end the book. So after spending 9 hours with 50 Cent telling me how to work efficiently, he then reminds us, he then caps off the book by telling us to do it for the right reason. I know this is like spoilers or something, but the way it ends just so beautifully, I wouldn't even say abrupt, but just the way it ends like that. Powerful, powerful. Thank you, 50. Thank you, bro. So wrapping up to the conclusion of the book, 50 thought he was from the bottom. That is until he visited Lagos, Nigeria, where the kids would have one meal per day, which was cornstarch mixed with protein powder. But the ambition and optimism from the kids wanting to become doctors and lawyers, after 50 asked them what they wanted to become when they were older, it made 50 think back to those times when he was ungrateful that he had kangaroos instead of Nikes, or to the right now where his kid is complaining about Jordan sneakers. As he said, he wants to make charities cool. He is inspired by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, who has pledged to give 99% of his wealth to charity. A quote from 50 that really just honed in on this philanthropy thing. 50 states that their presence will be noticed in their absence, which, that's beautiful, bro. I can't lie, that's beautiful.
Like you around, oh baby.
And finally, the biggest lesson that resonated with me from this book is weed and sober lifestyle. So another theme of the book is to go against popular beliefs. To be a true hustler, you must choose the gratification that comes from making shit happen yourself. This ties in with the entitlement trap from earlier and having stuff handed to you. Taking full responsibility for your life assures that you don't fall into the entitlement trap when you identify with a vision that no one else sees and pour your all into it. This really resonates with me as I remind myself that no one is going to put in the hours for me. 50 is friends and has chilled with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa, but still he doesn't give in to smoking, which is harder for him because everyone is always trying to be the first to make 50 Cent smoke. Although he owns a liquor brand, he doesn't drink like that. This was eye-opening and inspiring to me, especially coming from an artist who sings about being in the club. When he would have a promotional event for his liquor company, he would first pour up for everyone, and get this here, once the bottle was empty, he would get his runner to fill it back up with ginger ale. Raw. I thought this alone was cold as hell. You would assume with 50 and his persona to be engaging in these type of activities, which has inspired me to move forward with a sober lifestyle. Before I never really drank like that, but now I've decided to cut it out completely. Weed, mate, I love that shit. But the way 50 put it really spoke to me. He sees these substances as a crutch. How can you move forward with a crutch? I would justify my weed usage by rationalizing to myself, oh, I exercise anyway, so I'm good. Nah, I'm more creative this way. It helps with my meditation. It calms me. It helps me think clearer. Nah. If you want to smoke, then smoke. But don't be lying to yourself. 50 compares it to artists who can't be in the booth without some weed or a drink in their hand, which was a huge realization for me. If this is truly my passion, if this is truly something that excites me, why do I need to be high for it? I should be sober for this. And then I just kept going like, yo, I should be sober all the time. That level of elevation that I was always searching for in weed, now I'm searching for that all the time sober. Yeah, so God bless 50 and for making me realize shit. I really appreciate his wisdom because it makes me realize if he can do it, why can't I? So yeah, man, my biggest takeaways from the book that really resonate with me is to not be entitled and to live a sober lifestyle. These little life lessons and nuggets have been doing me beautifully in the month I have been applying it. These words of wisdom have shaped my life for the better, more than Curtis Jackson would ever know, and for that I am grateful. I don't know if it was obvious, but I highly recommend this book. Again, it's free on YouTube, so what's your justification? God bless 50 for sharing his stories. Mate, there are more stories and lessons to be learned in the book, so please give it a read. God bless 50 for sharing his knowledge, his stories, his wisdom, because again, it has shaped my life. It has shaped my life already in this 1 month of reading it. I can't wait to be applying it to now and further down the road. As always, I appreciate talking to you guys. Thank you for listening to me rant and just talk about 50, and welcome to this book club. Welcome to this book club is all I gotta say. I appreciate you guys, and until next time, love.